demographics is getting bigger. But Leo, you know, as far as on the West Coast and in Texas, Los Angeles, and certain other places, Leo Santa Cruz have a huge following. So this fight can only be on pay-per-view, which, I mean, my opinion.
Well, I just have one more question for you. Will you have a more active role on fight night? Will you work Gervonta's corner, or how is that going to go?
You know, I haven't spoke to Calvin yet, but in the gym, me and Calvin works hand to hand. For those that don't know who Calvin is, that's Tank's trainer. And me and Calvin, we work together in the gym. You know, sometimes I have to leave and fly away to take care of business. But when I'm back, I'm there giving, you know, just pointers, talking to him about pay-per-view and how things work. Because sometimes when a guy is in a boxing gym and he's had a hard work throughout that day, sometimes a guy don't want to work. I mean, as far as he don't want to do certain interviews and certain things like that, but you have to, because that's a part of the job. That's a part of you being a champion. That's a part of that's a part of pay-per-view. That's a part, you know, and when we invest in a fight like this, we want these guys to give us 100% because we're giving 100%. So once again, I'm proud of both competitors, and I just want to tell both of you guys, just keep up the great work.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, Leonard. I have a quick question for Leo. Leo, you know, Gervonta has said that no issue at all. He's going to make weight on October 30th. What are your thoughts on that? Or is there any concern on your part that he will not make 130?
No, that's right. There's no concerns. I mean, I think he's gonna make weight. He's been training really hard. It looks like, you know, he's in good shape. And like I said, the last fight when he didn't make weight, I think it was because it was Thanksgiving Day. It was Christmas. So, you know, for a fighter, it's hard not to eat during those times. You see the food and everything, you want to eat. So I think that was the issue last time. But for this time, I think he's gonna come ready, and I think he's gonna make weight.
Thank you, Leo.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Keith. We're going to take our next question from San Antonio, John Whistler. John, unmute. You can go ahead with your question.
We can't hear John. Hello?
Stand by here. We'll go to our next question. Let's go to Brian Campbell with CBS Sports.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you are, John. Thank you.
Hey, hi, John Whistler.
Hey, my first time, so bear with me.
No problem.
Is Steven still there?
I'm here. Diego, if you can hear me.
Yeah. Steven, I wanted to know how you landed at the Alamodome.
Manipulate your phone again so it can adjust. Right now, your orientation is vertical.
And were there other venues that you considered?
You know, that's actually a better question for Tom and for Tom Brown at TGB and for Leonard and Floyd of Mayweather.
How's that visual? Better?
Okay. Tom, how you?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
All right, I'll go back to mute, correct?
Please. And to any members of the press, if you can hear me, just standing by for one more participant to join, and then we'll get started. Thanks for your patience.
How you doing?
Hey, John. See, the last time I was with you about 5 years ago, you told me you retired.
Well, I have. Semi.
No, it was important. It was important.
Fighters are just like fighters. They never retire.
Yeah, it was important for Floyd and Leonard and all of us involved at Showtime to have fans at a fight of this magnitude. So we started looking where we could possibly go, and Texas was the best place. And it was still difficult with so many sports going on at this time because of the pandemic. There's a flood of sports, and the Alamodome was open. It's the right venue. We're able to sit it up where we'll have social distancing. We've got pods set up in groups of 2, 4, and 6, and there'll be the aisles will be 6 feet apart. It's just the right fit for a fight like this, and so we're excited to come back to such a great fight town.
You've been associated with the Dome before, haven't you, in other fights?
Well, if you remember, years ago we did Azuma Nelson and Leija down there.
Yeah, you were associated with that. What do you like about this Dome?
I've always loved the Dome, and and you can space it out on a fight like this during the pandemic, where we can get 15 to 18,000 fans in there and make it a great night. And it's just, look at San Antonio is a great fight town. I'm just so happy we're able to come there for the fans of San Antonio.
And John, I will say this now that Tom has gone through details. San Antonio is a great fight town. They're great fight fans. There's a big history. You've got not just hometown fighters like.
Okay. I'm trying to clear the camera off a little. There.
Okay, how you doing, Leonard? This is Chris de Blasio here. We're actually open live to the press on audio. They don't see us yet. We'll just get your camera situated, and then we can begin.
Does he want Juan here right now?
Huh?
Does he want Juan here right now?
Yeah, well, your Juan's right here. Juan's right here too. Oh.
Yeah, that's terrific. Raymond, if you're ready, Corey, if you're ready, and
Yep.
Leonard, we can get started.
Ready?
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, thanks. Go ahead, Raymond.
All right. Hello to the members of the press. Greatly appreciated as we get set for a big night of Showtime Championship Boxing on Showtime pay-per-view. October 31st. We are so excited. 18 days away. Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz go head-to-head. Championships on the line, but we have a tremendous undercard, 4 outstanding matchups. You are going to hear from 3 of those 4 matchups, a stellar undercard from top to bottom. On October 31st, it's all brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, along with TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, and also Santa Cruz Boxing Club. We go live on Halloween night from the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. And again, when you talk about a pay-per-view, Showtime, once again, along with Premier Boxing Champions, is delivering a tremendous night of boxing. We saw it last month with the Charlo doubleheader pay-per-view. What a card, 6 outstanding fights. On Halloween night from the Alamodome, you get 4 compelling matchups coming your way. One of the promoters involved, I mean, this man has been there and done that over and over and over again. He's my dear friend. And when we talk about levels to this business, he certainly knows what it's like to rise to the occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, my dear friend, Mr. Leonard Ellerbe.
Thank you, Ray. Really appreciate that. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today as we introduce this very, very talented undercard that's featured on the Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz undercard on Saturday, October the 31st. Wow, what a tremendous undercard. In the opening bout, we have Diego Magdaleno taking on Isaac the Pitbull Cruz. Oh, that should be a terrific lightweight matchup. And then we move on to the former unified champion, Regis Prograis. He'll be taking on none other than Mayweather Promotions' own Juan Heraldez, and that will be a very, very exciting bout. And then we move on to the co-main event, WBA super lightweight champion Mario Barrios. He's going to be in a very, very exciting matchup, and it's the all-Texas showdown. He'll be taking on Ryan Cowboy Karl, which again is a tremendous matchup leading into the main event. Other than Gervonta Tank Davis taking on 4-division world champion Leo Santa Cruz. Again, we have a terrific undercard leading into the very, very exciting main event come Halloween night.
Thank you very much, Leonard. Greatly appreciated. You could tell he's done this a time or two. And Leonard, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have when it comes to your suit game on Halloween night. You know, his suits are always impeccable. But let's get into some of the fighters that are going to be involved, the part of this undercard. And listen, I think this undercard is tremendous, as Leonard pointed out. We're going to start off with our lightweight eliminator fight featuring Isaac Cruz and also Diego Magdaleno. Don't forget also for the medium, If you want to ask questions, use the raise hand function. So do that. It is on the bottom right hand of your screen. Use the raise hand function if you want to ask questions. But I'm going to go ahead and start off with Diego Magdaleno, first of all, who is coming off a win over Austin Dulé back on February 15th in Nashville. Diego, it is great to talk with you once again. Always a pleasure. You are with Bones Adams for the second straight fight. First of all, can you tell us about, the chemistry that you have with Bones Adams? This is your second fight together, but you've known each other since you were 9 years old. What is that like, and how special is that to be able to work with a trainer who understands you?
Well, let me tell you, it's a family affair, family business. Bones is family to me. And going into every fight, being a mature old man is what they're calling me nowadays. It feels good because I know where my priorities are.
Diego, what was that victory like over Austin Dulé? You went ahead and got the knockdown in the 12th round. And how big was that victory for you to be able to get back in the win column?
Well, it was huge because my last teammate, or my last team that I had was pretty much calling me saying, oh, you're old, you're washed up, you're done, you know what I mean? So I went back and I didn't like that idea. I went back and I rejuvenated my whole team. So rejuvenation over here is Bones Adams, so taking that away, you're never too old to be better, and that's where we're here. We're here to do this and serve ass whoopings to the young guys, because the last opponent they thought was 24 years old coming over an old man, and I proved the world different. Now everyone's believing again in Fuego. Now I'm gonna start this show off with some fire. They had me lined up first on a stack card, and I'm ready to get in there and give it my all, because they pushed this fight back way too many times, and I'm ready now.
And I feel like Diego Magdaleno could fight tonight if he had the opportunity to do so. Let's talk to the man who's going to be standing across the ring from him on Halloween night in Isaac Cruz. He has a 66% knockout percentage, known as the Pitbull, Isaac Cruz. Isaac, thank you so much for joining us. Give me your thoughts on fighting in an eliminator fight against someone who has fought some upper and world-class competition in Diego Magdaleno. Martin Batter will go ahead and translate for us. Martin?
Thank you, Ray. Bueno, Isaac, lo que Ray quiere saber es que nos cuentes tu opinión, tus pensamientos sobre el pelear contra Diego Magdaleno, que es alguien que ya ha tenido peleas de mucha categoría, que tiene experiencia.
No es un peleador fácil, es un peleador que tiene mucha experiencia, pero nosotros nos estamos preparando para salir avante con esa experiencia que Diego tiene.
He's definitely not an easy fighter. He's got a lot of experience, but me and my team were ready to take advantage of the experience that he has and use it for our purposes to be able to prevail in this fight.
How excited is he to be fighting in front of fans at the Alamodome in San Antonio? These are obviously strange times with COVID-19, and fans will have to maintain social distance, but how excited is he to be fighting in front of a live crowd at the Alamodome on Showtime pay-per-view?
Todos sabemos que estos son momentos raros para todos, con lo del COVID-19 y todo, pero ¿qué tan emocionado, qué tan entusiasmado estás sobre poder pelear frente al público en el Alamodome? Que no sea solo un domo vacío y estéril, sino que va a haber gente ahí haciendo fuerza por los dos.
Me llena de mucha felicidad al saber que ya va a ser la primera pelea en Estados Unidos, bueno, la primera función que va a tener público, y bueno, eso me motiva más para dar un gran espectáculo el 31 de octubre en el Alamodome.
The fact that this is going to be the first fight with fans in the stands in the United States, it fills me with happiness, and it motivates me even more to give my best at the Alamodome on October 31st.
All right, thank you very much to Isaac Cruz. I will turn it over to Showtime's own, does a wonderful job in the communications department, Chris de Blasio, who will go ahead and designate questions from the media. Chris?
Thanks, Ray. We'll go to our first questions from Salvador Rodriguez. Salvador, you will unmute and you can ask your question.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, everyone. I'm saying hello to Chris, to Ray, obviously Leonard, and Isaac and Diego. First of all, for Leonard, how many people do you expect in the arena, Leonard? Do you have any specific number of how many capacity will be in the Alamodome or not?
We're anticipating in upwards of over 10,000 people.
Okay. That's a great number. That's a great number for the COVID season. But I want to ask to Isaac Cruz, and I want to ask in Spanish. Isaac, muchos te hemos visto, al menos me ha tocado verte en la Arena Coliseo, en muchos lugares de México, y de verdad que es un orgullo verte en una cartelera tan grande como es esta de Gervonta y de Leo Santa Cruz. Te quería preguntar, Isaac, ¿tú sientes que pronto, que esta es la oportunidad de dar el manotazo sobre la mesa y demostrarle al mundo que eres un chico que mucha gente habla de Ryan, mucha gente habla de Devin, mucha gente habla de Teófimo, pero es la oportunidad de decirle al mundo, ok, también hay un Isaac Cruz en México que puede dar ese tipo de peleas en el mundo actualmente?
Banca un segundo, Isaac, un segundito que traduzco la pregunta y después respondes, ¿sí? The question that Salvador was asking was the fact that, first of all, he's so proud to be able to see Isaac fight in a card that includes Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. He's absolutely amazed and proud about that. And Salvador wants to know, does Isaac think that this is his time to show that he is legit? His time to shine under such a spotlight? I'll let Isaac answer now. Todo tuyo.
I'm on the call for Regis Prograis,
Sí,
to be
como tú me
honest.
lo
He'll be on
comentas,
later.
me has visto pelear y bueno, yo aquí al público mexicano ya le demostré que de lo que estamos hechos. Ahora voy a ir a conquistar a Estados Unidos, a demostrar el estilo que tengo. Y como tú lo comentas, también vamos, esta es una gran oportunidad para levantar la mano y decir que hay un mexicano que también puede estar dentro de los primeros planos, como tú mencionaste a Ryan García, Teófimo, a Lomachenko.
Well, first of all, I have shown Mexican fans what I'm all about, and now I'm heading over to the United States to show American fans what Isaac Cruz is capable of. And just like you mentioned, because you have seen me fight, is the fact that I can show what I'm capable of and raise my hand to be a contender of the likes of Ryan Garcia and Lomachenko, and show people that there is a Mexican fighter, another Mexican fighter that can be a contender making noise in his division.
Finally, I want to congratulate you for the big event. This is the biggest event in boxing right now. So I want to congratulate you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias, Salvador. Appreciate it. Our next question from Jeremy Herridges with Fansided. Jeremy, go ahead.
Hi, this question's is Diego on the line?
We lost him momentarily. We have a call into him to get him back. If you have something for Isaac.
I can give something, Isaac. Yeah. So Isaac, my question for you is, looking at Diego Magdaleno and his experience, is he a fighter that, he talked about age and the fact that he's older and doesn't get enough respect. Do you still see him as a threatening opponent, or do you feel like his best years are behind him?
Bueno, Isaac, de vuelta sobre la experiencia de Diego, pero con un giro. ¿Crees que la experiencia de Diego lo hace un rival formidable, o crees que al ser de edad más avanzada que vos, eso hace que sus mejores años estén detrás de él?
Puede ser que su experiencia lo pueda sacar a flote, pero nosotros nos estamos preparando para toda la experiencia que él tiene.
Well, his experience may let him hang on and stay afloat, but we are more than prepared to counter that and use that experience against him as well.
Second question for Isaac. Your power obviously is showing through in your fights. You have a KO percentage in the 60 percentile. He's not known as a power puncher. Do you think your power is going to be the difference in this fight?
I see it in the point
Sos un noqueador
categories, but I
del más
never
del
click it.
60% en tus peleas, mientras que Diego no se caracteriza tanto por su poder. ¿Crees que tu poder va a marcar la diferencia en esta pelea?
Bueno, vamos a trabajar una buena pelea, pero creo que conforme vayan pasando los rounds se va a ir dando cuenta el público del poder que hay en mis puños.
It's gonna be a great fight from the start, but as the rounds go on and the fight progresses, the fans are gonna realize the kind of power that I have and the things that I'm capable of.
Thank you, Isaac, and best of luck.
Gracias y mucha suerte.
Hey, Jeremy, it looks like we have Diego back on the line if you want to try for your question for Diego.
Sure. Diego, it seemed like you had a lot of passion and when you were talking about things that have been said about you and your age, is that something you were hearing specifically from members of your own former team? And specifically, what were some of the things that were said?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm surrounded by people who want me to progress. You know what I mean? Because if I believe in myself, I want
Didn't he get meddled by Teofimo, right?
my team to believe in me. And I felt that team back there didn't believe in me. That's why you guys saw what happened in that Teofimo fight. So I've learned a lot, and that's what happens. I learned from my mistakes. So moving forward, I have positive gym vibes. I have a great coach who's been in the ring, who knows me personally, and that takes a lot, you know, for a fighter. It's not one thing for a coach to be halfway in Japan and then show up fight night and expect to be within, you know, your fighter, be mentally with him. It's those are big mistakes that, you know, me as a fighter, but now I put things in perspective, and I've definitely made it.
He need to get better
Huge
internet.
change that you guys saw with a very durable, vicious knockout power. You know what I mean? And look what I did to him. Numbers and you know, whatever strategies can go about whatever they want. But at the end of the day, when we get in the ring, it's up to me to
He on 3G technology.
prove everyone wrong like I did my last fight. And I have a great start to 2020, and I'll be one of the first fights with the crowd and back on it again with the crowd. So I think that favors me. You know, I fight off you know, other people's energy, and you guys see what happens there.
Thank you, Diego, and best of luck.
Okay, Jeremy, thanks. Diego, we could feel the energy come through. We appreciate it. Isaac,
thank you.
Appreciate your time as well. Ray, back to you.
That's what I like to hear.
Thank you very much, Chris. Greatly appreciate it. Let's move on to our next matchup as we have a sensational, you know, going ahead and looking at a sensational second bout in the super lightweight division. Look, any one of these fights could very well be a main event in terms of any other show, but we bring these four fights together on Showtime pay-per-view on Halloween night. And incidentally, if I'm corrected, this is the third fight that Showtime is going to be having at the Alamodome, or be broadcasting from the Alamodome. You recollect September of 1993, Julio Cesar Chavez pronounced Sweet Pete Whitaker. Then years later, over 20 years later, Canelo Alvarez, Austin Trout. Now we have Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. But let's look at that super lightweight matchup between Regis Prograis, the former super lightweight champion of the world, and Juan Heraldez, as we are joined alongside by the undefeated, fighting out of the Mayweather promotion stable, Juan Heraldez, joining us from Las Vegas. Juan, how are you?
Doing great, man. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Juan, first of all, I want to ask you, you've been away from the ring since May of last year, that draw against Argenis Mendez. What have you learned since that draw as you go ahead and apply that to your big matchup against Regis Prograis on Showtime pay-per-view?
I learned just as far as take control more of the fight and don't let nothing sway, leaving it in the judges' hands, like 50-50 rounds, and just take all the control I can take over it.
And also, as you look at this fight, I'm looking at some of the odds, and I know you probably don't pay attention to them, but they have Regis Prograis as the favorite in this fight. Does that motivate you? Does it bother you? Do you feel like you're being slighted a little bit in terms of what you've been able to accomplish in your career?
I mean, on paper, he has more stuff on his on paper, you know. But when it comes to skills inside the ring, it's a whole different thing. I mean, anybody can say how this and that, but at the end of the day, skills pays the bills. You know what I'm saying?
Juan, we look forward to your matchup, and I will turn it over to the former super lightweight champion of the world, Regis Prograis. Regis, when I saw that you were a free agent and that you were out there, and Leonard, the one thing is I love seeing great fighters compete, but I got excited when Regis Prograis was a free agent, and I was like, man, oh man, I'd love for him to be fighting here at 140 on the PBC side.
I'm kind of excited.
Ask and you shall receive. So lo and
It's going
behold,
to be a busy day that day.
Regis Prograis now
boxing.
fighting on the PBC banner against your man, Juan Heraldez. But Regis, for you, making your PBC debut, how excited are you to be able to introduce yourself to a new group of fans?
I'm very excited, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been wanting to come on this side for a long time, and you know, it's finally happened, you know, on this type of card. Like I'm very excited. Like it couldn't have happened like better for me, basically. You know, everything is happening. Everything usually happen like just always when something bad happens, something good always happen off of that, you know what I'm saying? So this is like perfect. It's like right there. I'm in Katy, Texas now. It's right there in San Antonio, which is a 2-hour drive away from me. A big fight town, and we having fans. This is the first fight that's gonna have fans now. So I'm super excited about this. I really can't wait. This, you know, training camp is kind of winding down now. After this next week, it's gonna start winding down, and I'm just excited to, you know, first off to be back, to be fighting on this card so big, and just to get back in the ring. And you know, I my main thing is I always felt like I still feel like I'm the best in the world at 140. That's just how I feel, you know, like
Loma Tank is very possible
I
if they
went
both
over there,
win.
fought in front of over 20,000 people. I still feel like I won the fight, but you know, I definitely won't say they robbed me, because that's not what happened, but I still feel like I won the fight. But anyways, I feel like I'm the best, and I just got to keep proving it. That's all. So this is like another step for me.
So what do you need to do on Halloween night to once again prove to the world that you are the best at 140?
I got to be outstanding. I got to be the Rougarou. I got to be outstanding. I got to have an outstanding performance, no matter if I go out there and try to stop them, or if I go out there and just have a good, like basically like a good boxing lesson. You know, I just have to be outstanding. And you know, I know he's gonna come to fight also, but you know, I just got to be outstanding. That's the main thing, is just to be outstanding. And that's it.
All right, I will turn it over to Chris de Blasio, who has questions from the media.
Okay, Ray, thanks. We'll start with Jeremy Regis, fansided.com. Go ahead.
Hey, Regis, how are you doing?
I'm a little tired. I got to go train again in a few minutes, but
I hear you.
I sacrificed to get on this call right now, but I'm all right.
As far as on paper, you know, you're coming off of a loss, but based on your performance, do you really feel like you're coming off of a loss coming into this fight?
No, just like I said, you know, I felt like I won. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I fought in a whole different country in front of 20,000 people. When I was over there, it literally, you know, it's y'all know about like.
Did y'all have him winning?
Like, there was 20,000 people. Everybody was against me. You know what I'm saying? So I came over there, and I don't feel like I lost the fight. You know, it was close. I won't say I got robbed, of course not, but I still don't feel like I lost the fight. You know, so no, I feel like I said, I feel like I still, you know, I won.
When you see a lot of the talk about Taylor, Ramirez, that sort of thing, and you're not hearing your name mentioned, is that serving as a motivator for you? And how much does it irritate you that your name isn't being brought in more?
Yeah, it pissed me off a lot. You know, I was number one at 140 for a long time. I used to open the Ring Mag. I got a subscription to the Ring magazine. I used to open it every time, and my name was the number one at 140. And you know, I miss those days, basically. You know, so I feel like I have to get it back. You know, I always prided myself in being number one, and I got to get back to that again. That's all.
One question for Juan. You know, talking about the odds being against you, I'm curious, how much did you study Regis's fight with Taylor, and what did you think about that? Have you watched it? Have you prepped for it?
I've only watched a couple rounds. I mean, he's fighting a southpaw. I'm a right-hander, so I don't fight like that, dude.
Gotcha. Thank you, gentlemen, and best of luck to you both.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. Let's go our next question from Andres Gomez. Andres, unmute and you can go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I have a question for each of our combatants. I'll start with Regis Prograis. Champ, so I mean, this you get the big stages. Your first fight since signing with PBC. You're already on pay-per-view. What kind of opportunities are you looking to land, with this new venture of yours?
I mean, I talked to the man of the man the other day, and it's just like, I gotta, of course, first thing is I gotta take care of business. I can't
talking about Al Heyman.
Look in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's always, you always want to look in the future and
PBC.
stuff like that, but I can't really look in the future right now. I gotta handle my business first. I know I got a tough opponent coming up, so I gotta do what I gotta do. And then after that,
especially at 147.
Try to become, get into the superstardom. That's the main thing, So I feel like this is the perfect platform to do that, and I'm just looking to go out there, like I said, and just do what I gotta do. And I think they, I know they'll take care of doing what they gotta do.
Thank you, champ. And for Juan, you're coming off a tough fight with Argenis Mendez. Where the result was a draw. Why get back in there with such a tough opponent like Regis? Where a lot of other guys would like a slower route. Can you just talk about your confidence and what made you take this fight?
I just believe in my skills and my ability, my defense, my speed, my footwork. Pretty much all the things you on the board. I feel like I'm better at. He's had his time at number one, like he said, but that was his time, and now it's gonna be my time, and it's gonna be my time to shine.
And to touch on that, actually, before the Mendez fight, he had actually asked me about fighting Regis, but obviously he was with Lou at that time, and so obviously we never could entertain that. He was already lined up to do what he's do. Again, this should be an outstanding fight. You got two fighters who are extremely motivated and has a lot to prove. Regis wants to get back out there and prove to the fans that, he's the top guy in the division. And Juan has been seeking to fight him for quite some time. And this is a fight that he feels very confident that he's going to win. So again, the fans are in for a great fight.
Nice. Thank you, gentlemen. And for Regis, how do you feel, knowing that this guy's been studying you for a while now? How do you respond to that?
I'll fight southpaw too.
As
a righty.
You know what I'm saying? Once you get in the ring, you can study all you want. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Can I curse? No, that shit don't matter. None of that stuff don't matter, man. Once you get in the ring, it's always a different story. Just like to quote the great Mike Tyson, once you're getting punched in your face, all the plan goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. I'm not really worried about it.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I wish you the best.
Okay, Andres, thanks a lot. Let's go to our next one. Xavier Porter. Xavier, unmute. You can go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Regis? How you feeling, brother?
I'm a little tired. I told him I'm a little tired right now, bro. I've been training my ass off. I gotta go train again as soon as I get off this call. So that's how it's going. That's it.
How alligators looking?
Man.
All right, Xavier, let's just get to your question.
I got you, Chris. So quick question, for Regis. You have this opponent right now. You've come off a tough loss with Josh Taylor, and you have Barrios fighting with the WBA title. With this, if you're successful with this win against your opponent right now, is your focus on going after Barrios, or is your focus to just continue to just catch wins and continue to be the undisputed super lightweight champion?
That's a good question, bro. It depends. It depends on what they offer me. You know what I'm saying? First off, I do got a tough fighting for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm focused on this dude on the screen right here. I'm focused on Juan Heraldez. To be honest, I'm not really worried about too much. It's a lot of things on the table for me. I know that after this, but I got to get past this first. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing I got to do past this. But, since you asked the question, I don't know. Maybe the Barrios fight. I do want to be a world. I yearn to be a world champion again at 140. I definitely want to be a world champion again at 140 before I move up to 147. That is a plan. So I definitely want to do that. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like the boxing, the landscape in boxing changes so much. It's just like it's kind of hard to predict. For me, I do want to be a champion again at 140 first before I move up. But you know, the boxing landscape changes so much, you just never know what's gonna happen. So, I don't know, bro. Whatever they offer me, you know, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. But I want to be a champion again at 140.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Xavier. Okay, let's go to our next question. Julianus. You can unmute, Julius, and ask your question.
Hi. Hi, Regis. I have heard that you and Leonard have said that you want to make a statement with this fight and send a message to the top guys of the division. Which one is the top guy you want more to hear the message? Bronner, Prograis, Taylor, Ramirez? Which one is the one you want more to fight after Heraldez?
All of them. You actually mentioned me. You said Prograis. I can't send a message to myself, but whatever.
Who is the number one super lightweight?
It was hard to understand, but I understood what you said. But who is the top guy? I feel like I'm the top guy, bro. But to who send a message, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be a champion again, you know. Whatever they set up for me, bro. I mean, they got a lot. They do have a lot of people out there right now. You got Broner, you got Josh Taylor, you got Ramirez. I always feel like me and Josh Taylor, we gonna fight each other again. No matter what, we have to fight. The fight was just too close. It was too much of a big deal. It was too much of an event out there in the UK for that fight not to happen again. So that fight definitely has to happen again. Ramirez, I definitely always want to fight him. You know, I feel like he ducked me for a little while, and then, you know, I went in the tournament and stuff like that. So, in the Broner fight, I think that's definitely gonna be a huge fight. You know, so all those names, all the names you named, that's who I'll kind of be looking for. But one step at a time, just like everybody keep asking me, it's one step, one at a time, and you know, it's Juan Heraldez first.
Thank you very much, Regis.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Carlos Toro. Carlos, go ahead.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking time to talk to us. You know, first question to Juan. You know, obviously the 140-pound division is just loaded with talent, not just with the champions, but with the contenders and the number of prospects that are rising up. How much of this fight do you kind of look at it as not just a way to get a win over a top guy such as Regis Prograis, but also just kind of make a statement and announce yourself to the 140-pound division, especially coming off of the fight against Argenis Mendes?
Honestly, after this fight, I think everybody would be in fear of me at 140. It's probably be a little harder to find me a fight after this fight with Regis.
He's talking sassy.
Regis, just real quick, I mean, obviously the fight against Josh Taylor, very, very close, very competitive fight. In the year that you spent sort of looking back on that fight, was there something that you kind of thought to yourself, okay, that fight maybe showed me there was a couple of things that I need to work on a little bit more? And do you think that we should expect to see maybe some alterations to your game or anything that you may have improved in the year since that fight?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely, you know, I need to improve on a lot of things. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like going to the fight, I question myself if I can fight 12 hard rounds. You know, go to war for 12 hard rounds, and you know, I did it. I only did 12 rounds before against Terry Flanagan, but that was a boxing lesson. I didn't really do 12 hard rounds, you know. But with me and Josh Taylor, we fought 12 hard rounds, you know. So it was kind of a question in my head. Now, you know, now I know that I can fight for 12 hard rounds, and believe me, Josh Taylor's a very, very big puncher, and I took his punches just like it was nothing. And as far as like things I need to work on, I guess we'll see. But I've definitely been working. You know, it's crazy because I actually had like 4 fights that fell out. So I kind of been in training camp this whole time since before the corona started. I kind of been in training camp. You know, I had a lot of fights that just basically didn't happen. So I mean, I've been working the whole time, working on a lot of different things, and I've been busting my ass. You know, like I said, my thing, I yearn to be back at the number one at 140. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to that number one spot again.
Speaking a little bit on the training that you've had throughout this year, obviously in preparation for this specific fight, how much of it did you have to sort of do or adjust as far as balancing how much you have to train to avoid maybe overtraining? Because as you mentioned, you've been training a lot throughout the whole year because, there have been fights that you were supposed to have and, for one reason or another, it didn't happen. So how much of it for this camp did you have to sort of think to yourself, okay, I should probably rein in a little bit just to avoid overtraining?
Not really. I mean, they got overtraining, bro, but when training camps, I kept training the whole time. I kept training, but training camp is always different, So when I'm not training, I probably train, like once or twice a day, and when I'm in training camp, like 3 to 4 times a day. So I had breaks and stuff like that. So it wasn't like I was training, the whole time without any breaks. I took some trips. I traveled. I had to go to New Orleans a few times, and I did some little trips to rest my body and stuff like that. But for this particular fight, it was, I trained, I think it was like 8-9 week training camp, and that was it.
Thanks, Regis, and thanks, Juan. Best of luck to the both of you come October 31st.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Regis and thank you, Juan. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all, man. Have a good one.
Ray, back to you.
Thank you very much, Chris. And just to go ahead and button up that matchup, we can't forget Juan Heraldez was victorious over Jose Miguel Borrego back on the undercard of Mayweather-McGregor. Looked outstanding. Borrego was wiping through opponents, and Juan Heraldez went ahead and got the victory by unanimous decision victory. Also, he stopped Eddie Ramirez on Showtime Countdown live on the YouTube digital platform. And for Regis Prograis, he is a veteran of the ShowBox series. He went ahead and became a world champion following being with that series. And again, just going to add to the long list of fighters who have fought in ShowBox and become world champions. Now let's talk about a world championship co-main event that'll come your way on Halloween night on Showtime pay-per-view. Do not miss it. It's all being brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, and Santa Cruz Boxing Club. Order it live on Showtime pay-per-view on Halloween night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Let's go ahead and get ready for our co-main event of the evening as we go ahead and get set between Mario Barrios as he will square off against Ryan Cowboy Karl. That is the co-main event as we want to talk with the challenger from Milano, Texas, right outside of Houston, Ryan Cowboy Karl, who joins us. Ryan, how are you, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Hope you're doing great, too.
We're doing okay, safe and sound. I love the hat. Ryan, for you, this is your first world title shot. You've won 3 straight. It's an all-Texas showdown coming up on Halloween night. How excited are you, and what does this mean for you to be fighting for the world title in your home state of Texas?
Well, I'm very excited, It's a big fight for me. It's what I've worked my whole life for, essentially. And so it's just it's a big deal. It's surreal to an extent. But we're very excited. We're working very hard. We're going to make the best of it. I'm putting in the work. And it couldn't be better that it's in Texas with fans. It's going to be a big Texas showdown.
Ronnie Shields is one of the most accomplished trainers that boxing has ever seen. He's been in there. I mean, he just cornered Jamal Charlo last month in his victory over Sergey Derevyanchenko on Showtime pay-per-view. But as you get ready for your first world title opportunity, what has Ronnie told you? What guidance has he given you? And also, how much have you evolved as a fighter?
I've definitely evolved as a fighter. I'm training harder than I have ever before. Ronnie's told me a lot. He's talked to me all the time, staying calm, getting ready for the moment, for the situation, everything that entails to being in a world title fight, handling business, just staying focused and remembering that we're here for business and nothing else. This is all, this is no pleasure. It's all work, no play. And so it's just keeping me focused on those things and getting me in the best shape of my life.
Well, Ryan, we're very excited about your world title matchup on Halloween night. Let's talk to the man that will be standing across the ring from you, your adversary from San Antonio, Texas. He's undefeated, 25 years of age, having come off a win over Batir Akhmedov from the Alamo City himself. Mario, El Azteca Barrios. Mario, how are you? How excited are you? The last time you fought in San Antonio was March 10, 2018 on Showtime Extreme when you defeated UD Bernardo at the Freeman Coliseum. Now, Halloween night, just over 2 years removed, you're coming back for your first world title defense against Ryan Karl. How amped up are you for Halloween night on Showtime pay-per-view?
First of all, Ray, I mean, I hope you're good. You know, we're just talking and everything, but man, I'm super amped. You know, this type of fight. You know, I mean, me and Ryan have known each other forever. You know, both of us know the type of styles that we bring. You know, so I know, you know, for the fans in attendance at the Alamodome, you know, they're in for a great fight. And I mean, it couldn't be better, you know, that this is gonna be one of the first ones with the crowd. And I mean, just knowing that I'm gonna have my first defense in San Antonio, I mean, that's huge. I mean, the amount of feedback that I have gotten back, you know, leading up, I mean, to today, it has been incredible. So I know, you know, come fight night, I know, you know, Cowboy's gonna have, you know, his fan base, you know, because he's a Cowboy for a reason. And, you know, and then it's gonna be an exceptional night of boxing.
Wait till you see Saturday
Mario,
night.
are you excited
That's
about
when the
the
real
fact
freaks come out.
that, you know, Ryan Karl is an exciting fighter? He loves to come forward and throw a lot of punches. Does that get you excited knowing that it's not going to be hard to find Ryan Karl? And what I know about you is that you love those toe-to-toe exchanges at times. I'm sure it drives Virgil Hunter and Bob Santos kind of crazy a little bit when you do that, but does that get you fired up knowing that you are not going to look and it's going to be very easy to find Ryan Karl?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, man, me and Ryan have known each other for a long time. We know each other's styles very well, you know, so I mean, I know come fight night, you know, I'm expecting to face the best version of Ryan Karl that I have seen. And I know he's training, you know, the same way, you know. I mean, like I said, it's going to be an action-packed fight, and the fans will not be disappointed with this one.
I'm sure the Alamodome is going to be rocking as I will once again turn it over to Chris de Blasio with questions from the media.
Cowboy Karl.
Okay, Raymond, thank you very much. Let's start here with Xavier Porter. Xavier, you're up.
All right, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you. Mr. Barrios, congratulations on this fight right here, defending your title. Do you feel if there's any hometown pressure on you coming to this fight with regards to your opponent?
No, I don't feel no pressure. Every time I have fought back home, you know, the energy is unreal. And if anything, you know, it's more motivating.
Okay. With regards to your sister, because we know she's a great boxer herself, can you discuss the relationship as in regards to, boxing, progressing each other's career?
Yeah, I mean, my sister's staying busy. Right now, you know, things are kind of put on hold because she's busy being a part-time teacher with the whole at-home schooling. But you know, whenever I get back, I'll be able to help her out with that. You know, get her back in the gym and everything. So I mean, she'll be back in the ring soon.
Good luck on your fight, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Xavier. Let's go next to Jeremy Herridges. Jeremy.
Hi, Mario. Looking back at your fight with Akhmedov, obviously it was a war. Looking back in that fight, I'm curious to hear maybe have you watched it? How many times have you watched it? And what were the primary things you learned from that bout?
Yeah, I mean, we watched a couple times. It was a hard fight for my family to watch.
I don't remember.
At the end of the day, you know, I'm a fighter.
Did
I'm
I
a
have
warrior,
him lose in that fight?
that's what I showed in that fight.
A gift?
We made all of the necessary changes that we felt we had to with this camp, and I'll be able, you know, to show those changes come on the 31st.
Do you feel like that fight gave you that experience of what it's like to be in a war? And do you think it added more to you than took away from you?
Yeah, no, for sure. Every time I look at that fight, you know, I was telling Ray, you know, I'm super happy, you know, that I'm very proud of that fight. We were able to take away a lot more than we had initially expected, and you know, every every big fighter that there is, has had close fights like that. So I mean, it was a great learning experience, and I mean, we're gonna keep growing fight by fight.
Question for Ryan. I know that Mario has talked to the media before about that you guys have been friends. Obviously, that you guys go way back. Is that a bit of a double-edged sword, knowing each other so well? That I know his style so well, but he knows mine as well. And how do you kind of work around that?
It really doesn't change anything for me. I've known Mario forever. It's good. I consider him a good friend, and it's all business. As far as knowing each other's styles, we've never been in the ring with each other. We can just kind of guess at what we're going to do inside the ring and what we think is going to happen or the way we're going to fight. But we really won't know until we're in there with each other. And so as far as that goes, I'm not real worried about it, to be honest.
Gotcha. Thank you, gentlemen, and best of luck.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm going to go next to John Whistler, representing the hometown, San Antonio Express News. John, go ahead.
Mario, how you doing?
Good, John. How are you?
Yeah, I just wondered if you knew that if you win this, you would be the first San Antonio world champion to defend his title.
I actually didn't. But I mean, that's going to make it, even better.
Yeah, Leija was not able to do it. John Michael or Robert Quiroga, they all lost their next fight. So that's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Come fight night to keep the world title in San Antonio.
Let me ask both of you guys, what kind of fight do you expect? Ryan, start with you. What kind of fight do you expect, Mario? A slugfest, a boxing match?
I expect it to be a fan-friendly fight, a true Texas fight. Really, as far as everything else goes, I couldn't tell you because I don't know how it's going to work out. Things change in the ring. People make adjustments. I expect us both to come to win at all costs and make a very, very fan-friendly fight.
Mario?
I completely agree with Ryan, man. I know, the route that he has had throughout his career. I know, he's taken this opportunity and, he's coming 110%. And, I mean, like I said, I intend on keeping the world title in San Antonio. So it's going to be very, very action packed.
How well do you guys really know each other? You say you know each other. Probably appeared at some amateur tournaments in the past, but did you ever hang out? Or did you? What's the extent of your relationship?
Well,
friends, man. I mean, we support each other. We've been on the same cards plenty of times throughout our pro career. I have tremendous respect for his family, his team, and vice versa.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for each other, for each other's family and each other's team. And none of that's going to change. I don't see any change in that. I knew Mario from the amateurs through the pros. Consider him a friend. I don't live in San Antonio, so there ain't no hanging out. But everything else, we're just good, fan-friendly fighters and get along.
Mario, you probably expected your first fight as the champion in San Antonio, packed house, 30, 40,000. It's not going to be that. Is that going to be any kind of a letdown with a smaller crowd because of the COVID?
No, if anything, I mean, it turned out better than I expected. I was expecting my first title defense, to not have a crowd. So just the fact that it's in San Antonio with I think 11,000 people, it sounded better to me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. It'll be great to see that crowd in San Antonio when we get there. Let's go to Carolina Teague. Carolina is with Sports Radio in San Antonio.
Hi guys, this question is for Mario Barrios. Hi,
Ew.
Mario.
Why she sound like the ew?
Hi.
Hi, I have a question. I know that you are going to be back in San Antonio fighting. Are you concerned about getting about COVID-19 getting in the way of this fight?
No, I mean, I think we dealt with the whole COVID thing enough. I mean, this fight was supposed to happen, like back in May. It's been pushed back a couple times, but I think now, it's pretty set in stone, that we're gonna get rocking on the 31st.
Good. Same question goes to Karl as well. Are you concerned about anybody from your camp in regards to COVID-19 as well?
No, we've taken it pretty serious. We're social distancing and we're working hard to keep to ourselves and to keep washing our hands and keep our mask on. And so I'm not real worried about it as far as interfering with the fight or interfering with the schedule at all.
And last question is for Mario. When I know you did an article recently with Boxing Scene, and you said you were, wishing that this fight would have happened in Texas. When you found out that it was going to be at the Alamodome, how excited were you?
I was very excited. I think I actually broke the news a little bit early, little earlier than I was supposed to. But I couldn't really keep the news to myself. And like I said, man, the amount of feedback that I have gotten since then it's been crazy. So I mean, I'm expecting as packed as house as it can be.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolina. Let's try Andres Gomez here. Andres?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you, Chris. I have a question for each of our combatants, starting with Mario. Your nickname at Azteca, I noticed you've got the tattoos. You take a lot of pride in that. How much does it mean to you, to honor that culture and your heritage on a major pay-per-view platform like you will on October 31st?
Oh, it's huge, man. Especially right there, with Dia de los Muertos. It's gonna be a very proud day.
Right. And for Karl, you being from Houston, which is outside obviously of San Antonio, do you feel extra pressure or is it motivation going in, knowing you'll be going against the fans and a guy that gets so much love like Mario?
I don't feel any pressure at all. I don't feel any pressure for this fight at all. I'm gonna come in prepared. It really makes no difference to me if we were fighting in San Antonio or where we were fighting for the actual fight. It's nice to be in Texas because I'm a Texan and I'd like to stay here forever and never have to leave. But when it comes down to it, I don't have any pressure at all for fighting anywhere in front of anybody because nobody else is in the ring but me and him. So it doesn't really matter how they feel in the end, in my personal opinion.
All right, thank you guys, and look forward to seeing this fight.
Okay, Andres, thank you very much. Let's go back to you now. Ray?
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. Greatly appreciated. Again, thank you very much to all of the fighters. Ryan Karl, Mario Barrios, along with Regis Prograis, Juan Heraldez, Isaac Cruz, and Diego Magdaleno. That is the undercard on October 31st. We have a tremendous card from top to bottom on Halloween night, and it's all headlined by Gervonta Tank Davis going head-to-head against Leo Santa Cruz on Halloween night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time, all brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, and Santa Cruz Boxing Club. We look forward to more previews and more analysis as we get closer. We are 18 days away from Davis and Santa Cruz, this outstanding night of boxing. You do not want to miss it from the Alamodome down in San Antonio. Great to have fans back, and hope all of you will be watching at home on pay-per-view if you can't join us in San Antonio. Have a great one, everybody, and we look forward to talking with you very soon as we get closer to Davis and Santa Cruz live on Showtime pay-per-view on Halloween night. Take care, everybody.
Okay, thanks, Ray. Thank you, Corey.
It has been a long-ass day. Remember, I did that stream like 5 o'clock this morning, and I did the stream before this with the Lomachenko Teofimo undercard, then this one. So what I'm going to do is get my motherfucking ass away from this computer, go start prepping some dinner, and we'll be here tomorrow with some Wilder Fury Wilder 3 content, and some more Loma versus Lopez, because the final press conference is tomorrow night on ESPN2. And, of course, ESPN Plus. T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. Oh, and I got to put out, me and Big J did a video a couple of days ago. I'm going to put that out. So that's what's up. Please subscribe.